Hello and welcome to another
The English Couple.
The English Couple, a bit like buses. You wait for ages for them and then 3 come at once. So who knows where the next one is. But here we are, Julia, sitting at a bench with a nice cup of Rosie Lee. Actually, what tea is this? Apple and banana?
No, that's raspberry and rose.
Raspberry,
raspberry, lemon and rose.
Raspberry and ferret juice. Delicious.
Did you sit on a ferret the other day?
I did actually. Sat on a ferret the other day. Sat on a ferret in the month of May. Sat on a ferret.
Sat on a ferret.
Anyway,
that's a bit of a blast from the past.
It is a blast. Sorry, we do apologise, and we will.
Ye old Evobes show.
Yes.
Not the new Evobes show.
So we are actually in East Sussex, just north of the South Downs. Literally, the South Downs are in front of us at the community farm, My Little Farm.
Yes. That confuses my little Joe all the time.
It's not our farm. We are, I don't know quite what we are.
Are we going to your little farm, Mummy?
We're kind of like ambassadors or associate members or privileged toffs or something. I'm not quite sure what the status is, but we're allowed to turn up and do updates, films, and enjoy the atmosphere here. And
blessedly welcome is one way I'd put it.
We haven't been here for a while, about a month now, and there's been massive changes.
Lots.
And if you've seen the videos that we've made on the Vobe show, on the Richard channel,
yeah, the Vobe. Ah!
on the Richard Vobe's channel, you will have seen what we've got up to in the last few months and stuff here, where we've been helping the pigs and building shelters and things. So we've come back to see, actually, a lot has happened.
A lot has happened. I mean, we didn't even get to report on what we last did here, which was extending the piglets pen.
Yes, you never got to see that.
Yeah, that enclosure, because that's now gone completely.
They've moved the piglets into further into the big field. There's 2 fields here, and it's about a 14-acre site, as I recall it. So they're probably, well, I think one field is much bigger. One's probably about 9 acres and the other one's about 5. Something like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. We're sitting in the 5-acre site, and behind us we've got various market garden plants being grown, and they're coming up quite big actually. It's encouraging to see all of that.
Looking good.
And they've got rid of greenhouses that they had to put in some sheds, because they're going to turn those into a shop to sell their produce to the members and members' friends, and I guess members of the public, although
I think they have special
dispensation
days for that, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I actually need to make sure I get the email, the newsletter email.
Oh yes, I can give you forward it on. And so now one of the teenage pigs has got itself pregnant by a miracle. It's a miracle.
Don't know what happened there, but she's had babies.
She said she's got 5 little piglets, and they're all snuggling up. Now we couldn't film those because she's quite protective of her little piglets.
She was laying down suckling them anyway. Well, after they were suckling from her, of course.
In her ark.
Little dark and dark.
Which is one of those, you know.
It's like a mini Anderson shelter, isn't it?
It is, exactly.
That's what I always thought of them like.
So we're going to have lunch here, and we come here periodically. We haven't come here on the English Couple, have we? We haven't done an English Couple here. Don't think so.
No, I don't. I can't remember.
Can't you? I'm just going to move the camera because
it's a little awkward where it is. Bench isn't quite long enough, is it?
There. See, I'm right on the edge, and you're. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
What, that edge?
No, not too much. There we are. Perfect. So, as you will have known if you've watched the previous video, we've just come back from John and Sarah's farm, Dora's Dairy, where we've been milking cows. And the exciting thing here is they're going to have a couple of Jersey cows. And so they'll be roaming around all over the place, beautiful Jersey cows, and they're going to set up some form of milking parlour, I think.
Just inside that field.
Yeah, where the pigs were.
Where the piglets were, yeah.
Now, of course, we come with special milking skills. But they will need a proper dairyman, because even though we've done quite a bit of milking, there are certain things that happen to cows, of course. Their teats break, they crack, they inadvertently tread on them. Well, not themselves, but their friends
might by mistake.
They can get various diseases.
Mastitis and all sorts of nasties.
And if you're drinking the milk raw, there's a whole process of checking to make sure it's absolutely clean. They've got to make sure that if they're selling it to people, there's a whole process. But within the private members group, I think they're going to be fine. But they still don't want to get ill and have it contaminated, which it could easily be because it's bacteria. But the cows themselves have to be looked after, and you do need to know.
They need someone daily. I mean, they have to be milked daily when they're milking anyway.
Yeah.
And we just can't commit to that.
No.
But
so
we'd be able to help out if they know that they're going to have someone unavailable for a particular day. We can say, well, we'll do.
Yes.
You know, we can clear that day and go do that.
We can certainly do that. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that, how they set that up, and how they get the training, and how they monitor the cows, because obviously cows have also got to be checked for TB and various other things. So vets have to come in. It's quite stringent, but it will be a fascinating learning curve from our point of view as would-be farmers who are looking for their own little piece of haven, and animals is very much what we want.
Absolutely.
It is a challenge and there's paperwork, but if you can keep it in the private, and somehow we have to try, and I know I don't want to get political on this channel, but you have to try and stop the government's interference as much as possible.
Sadly so, yes.
Because they do seem to be hell-bent on making life difficult for people at the moment. And that's a huge shame, even though we've got this new shiny government that's coming in.
Yes.
That may not be as helpful as people might think. But anyway.
It is a strange thing, isn't it? You're trying to be environmentally friendly and yet you're crushing down on self-sufficiency.
Yes.
It's mindless.
Yes, they're trying to. There seems to be a movement to prevent people from growing their own food
and raising their own animals.
And raising animals,
to good standards as well.
Exactly, and that is bonkers. Obviously, it's bonkers. And one of the things that we have to try and remind, particularly the government, but all officials that want to sort of to stop this, because they're being lent on by places like the WEF, these world big think tank places, is that England's history is farming. We are an agricultural history country, a country of agricultural history and customs. And you think the villages which were the starting point for people to live and farm, everybody in that area was connected in some way, whether it's the butcher, the baker, the haberdashery, the ironmonger, the candlestick maker, whichever. They were all connected to either the farm itself or the landowner or those employees and labourers on the land. And if you stop people from being self-sufficient and make them dependent continually on the state and corporate supermarkets, you're enslaving them.
Yeah, and there's no margin for error either, is there?
No.
You know, things go wrong, it goes really wrong.
But there's so much joy to be had raising your own animals or growing your own food.
I mean, it's part of the natural order of things, isn't it? You know.
So, I know a lot of people think on my other channel I'm a bit conspiratorial, but when you read the information that they put out, there is definitely this push to stop people farming, and that's why a lot of people are beginning to push back against it, and that's why these community farms
are so important.
Have come about, yeah, and that people can see, and also it's just the pleasure, even though there's not it's not a farm in the way of traditional farming with the farmer and his employees. But people come from miles around just to spend a day with their hands in the soil, being part of a community, of learning, sharing, helping. I mean, we've come in, we weeded one time when we were here.
Oh yes, that was good. That was the potatoes. We weeded the potatoes, banked them up a bit. And
we have to go up and see how they're doing, won't we?
Yes, we do. We do need to. I'll tell you what, I know we were willing the sun out and the unsavoury clouds away, but I'm being blinded now. I wish I had brought my hat. Yeah, I look all bug-eyed with these on, and then people also complain, oh, you shouldn't wear sunglasses. I know I shouldn't, but you know, sometimes I need to.
You were brought up in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, so I do believe my retinas were damaged as a child when I first moved out there.
You can wear those, they're your colour.
Yeah.
Oh God, you look bug-eyed. Didn't realise just how bug-eyed you look.
You're a funny sausage.
Yeah, no. I've only got...
But we love you.
Thank you very much. The sun is absolutely crucial, obviously, to growing. And this year, as everybody knows, everybody, whether you're conspiratorial about it or not, it's just been a very crap year for sunshine. And so you've got to take advantage of when you can, just to get that vitamin D onto us, because we are creatures that actually ought to be in the sun.
There's microbes to be got from the soil as we're...
Yes. And in fact, actually, as I'm sitting here, I'm just thinking,
we should be
earthing.
barefooted. Silly. We dropped the ball there.
Certainly did. We've been walking around the farm. One of the beauties, I don't have much of a garden. And I want a bigger garden. Well, we want our own farm, so...
And I have a garden, but it's full of junk where I'm going through divorce and all of that.
And it's not your junk.
It's not all.
It's the other one.
Some of it's my junk, but not all of it.
Oh, well, you could tidy up your junk, couldn't you?
Yes, when I can get to it.
The other one's junk is stopping you getting to your junk. It's a lot of junk.
Junk everywhere. Yep. Need a skip.
So there we go, look. Barefoot.
Barefooted. Oh yeah, and trousers rolled up too. Forgot about that.
So we've brought some bacon to have here, which we'll cook up in the car.
But again, shh, we won't tell the piggies.
Yes, we won't. We'll cook this well away from the piggies so they don't see that. And we got some bread and butter to have, and some currants in the van from our trip away.
And jam made by my mum.
And oh, there we are. Bit of sugar. Ooh, shush! Don't tell anyone. But it's homemade.
Yeah, homemade jam.
It's got yes.
Organic strawberries.
What's lovely to come back on an infrequent basis to places like this is that you see the difference. And we walked through the food forest.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was all quite stunted at the beginning of the year because it hadn't really sort of gone. But now it's shooting up.
Yep.
It's really doing great guns, and it's lovely to see. And all it does is it gives us optimism and frustration,
more desperation to get on.
Impatience to get there
for us to.
But
cultivate.
it's lovely to have that opportunity to come in and see what they're doing at my little farm.
They are inspirational.
And it looks like...
That's for sure.
I mean, this is just a one-take wonder on this, but it does look like they're trying to put in some irrigation here, because we're on a weird sort of soil here. I say weird. You're just north of the Downs, and so the Downs is chalk, and then you get into a mixture of green sand and clay. And from what I understand, talking to Kiva, is depending on where you are in which of these fields of the 14 acres, that soil changes quite dramatically, which naturally has an effect on the crops.
Yes.
But
naturally.
Naturally does. But they've got some great grass for mob grazing in the other field. You know, grass that's up to here.
Yeah. Lots and lots of different species in there.
And when we've got our place...
and lots of little crickets and... Did you see that tiny little butterfly as well?
Oh yeah. I did.
Gorgeous.
Little white butterfly.
Yeah.
And when we've got our place, and I know we keep saying when, but we are looking for something very special.
Please, universe.
And the universe is on our side, so there's no problem there. But it just takes time. Everybody expects everything to happen like that very quickly. But when we've got our place, all of this sort of knowledge will come into its own. So. And we're gleaning ideas and thoughts and suggestions for what we will do. But until we actually see our place and see what the land is and what the soil quality is like, we can't really do anything, of course. But rest assured, unless I say something stupid, then this channel will definitely be following that progress.
Yes.
And you'll be able to see us as we purchase animals or think about purchasing animals.
Oh yeah, and we intend to go visit some agricultural
markets
and shows and livestock markets and things, just to get a feel for it, and try to learn to be able to identify aspects of breeds and things.
Yes, because at the moment you could look at a cow and you go, that looks a lovely cow. And then somebody there who's a bit of an expert said, yeah, no, actually that's lame, or it's got this problem, or it doesn't look like it's been fed, or whatever. And you know, we know nothing, do we? So all that's very exciting to come to terms with.
Yeah.
Over the next period, and then fight the paperwork people, you know, to dot the I's and cross the T's.
That's it. But in the meantime, Joseph, myself, and my eldest Elijah, we're all imagining the farm and what might become of our lives. And and Joseph and I are saving up, because he loves fruit. He's a fruit boy. So we're saving up the cherry fruit, the cherry pips.
From places like Charlie's Farm Shop.
Yeah, and Riverford's organic ones.
Organic seeds, yeah.
Plum seeds, apple seeds, all sorts.
So that we can propagate our own plants from it.
Or try to.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
But it's all part of the learning process, isn't it?
They're not very green. They're purple sometimes, but they're not very green.
Yes,
but
purple from the dye of your hair.
Oh, I look forward to hopefully one day maybe finding more natural ways of lightening my hair so I can put purple in it. And
beetroot.
Natural purple colours as well.
Beetroot would do it, right?
There are other ones as well, actually, I've discovered, but I can't remember them.
Just stick a tin of
blueberry?
Pickled beetroot juice, vinegar on your head, you'll be all right. Might stain your skin.
It might.
May not be the best option, of course. Anyway, so we haven't done as long as we normally do, but...
How long have we done? I can't see it.
It's about
16 minutes.
17 minutes.
Yes.
Just ticked over. But anyway, you know, we've managed to get 2 done, and wait for the 3rd. It'll be only about a minute long. But I'm getting hungry now for some bread and some bacon and all of that. Are you?
Yes, actually quite peckish.
So, cheers everybody. Now, don't eat me, you fathead.
Tasty.
Cheers everybody.
Cheers.
Welcome back. Do check out the My Little Farm webpage.
Oh yes, I'll try to put the link below.
Put the link in the description, and we'll catch you hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Maybe by the end of today. Another no, not that soon.
No, they'll be sick of us.
So there we are. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time.
To your good health.
Toodle pippin.
Bye bye.